Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Middle Country Public Library podcast. I'm Sal DiVincenzo here in the studio with a special guest. It's Deborah Hempe. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome, Coordinator of Outreach Services here at the library.
Yes, I am.
And the reason why you're here today, and you do show up on the show from time to time, and we appreciate
Every
it.
so often.
Is we're going to talk about a big event coming up. We have it once a year. We participated in it. It's the National Night Out.
Yes.
Right? And just to remind everybody that it's on August 5th.
Yes, it is.
And what time is it?
5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Okay.
At the Centereach Pool Complex.
Fantastic. Yes. So what we're going to do today is we actually have some other special guests who are going to join us. We had Town of Brookhaven Clerk Kevin LaValle and an officer from the Sixth Precinct come down and speak with me today. So we're going to go to that. And then when we come back, Deborah's going to talk about some of the great things that the library is going to be doing at this event. So stay tuned. All right. So we are back, and I'm very happy to have here in the studio two special guests. We have our Brookhaven Town Clerk, Kevin LaValle.
How you doing?
Welcome back to the show.
Always good to be here.
It's great to have you here, and in the studio. You haven't been in the studio yet.
This is nice. I walked in. We've done this many years. This is the first time we're in here. This is a nice space.
It's very good. Yeah, we fancied it up a little bit there for you. Yeah, and from the Sixth Precinct, we have Officer Rob Dekenipp.
Good morning.
How are you? How is everything?
Great.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Again, the reason why you're here is to talk about National Night Out. It's what is it, our 8th or 9th?
I believe it's our 8th that we've hosted at the Centereach Pool Complex.
That's fantastic.
It's been getting bigger and better every year.
Yeah, can you tell us what is National Night Out?
Well, National Night Out is really a time for the police and the community to come together to develop relationships within the community. I think Rob could go into it a little bit more too on a police aspect of what specifically it is.
Absolutely. So, kind of building on what Kevin said, it's great for us. It's an evening for everybody where departments across really the nation have this event, and we can engage with the community. Essentially, that's what's at the core of it, right? So it gives us an opportunity in a non-emergency setting where people can be relaxed, and we can have you can have good interaction. You can engage with all members of the community, all different ages, kids obviously included as well. There's something for everybody there, and it's nice because it gives us an opportunity to be on that human level almost.
Sure.
We get to have that human interaction again where it's comfortable. It's easy for kids to approach us and ask us questions. Adults as well.
Okay.
Anybody that might otherwise sometimes, it's not that easy sometimes for people to open up, and but it's great. It's great for us because we look for that. I'm a community officer myself. I've been in this unit for a little over a year, so I was at National Night Out last year, and it was a great event. We had an amazing turnout. There's a lot of vendors that take place, a lot of businesses within the precinct and the community. So we have that angle as well. It's nice that we get to mingle with them.
Yeah, I think for the community members, the police department, when you deal with police officers, it's always probably in a bad situation. If they have to come to your house, car accident, thing like that. So that's generally how you're dealing with police officers. This gives an opportunity for the officers on more, I think Rob touched on it pretty well, on a human basis to deal with people, that it isn't in a chaotic event. It isn't in a bad event, things going on. This is having the officers interact with the kids, interact with the public, just be regular people and really enjoy the night and really try to interact, get some information out of people. Sometimes people don't want to tell officers what's going on, but this in a little bit more of a low-key event.
Yeah, especially
there's a lot going on.
Like high-stress situations, like Kevin said, like 911 calls. That's what you're dealing with. When people call 911, unfortunately, it's not for a good reason, right?
Yeah.
It's usually always some kind of stress involved. There's something going on. They're having their worst day. So this is nice. It gives us a great opportunity, along with the town and everybody else, we come together. I mean, we have a great facility, so we have a means to host this many people, which is amazing. I mean, a venue is usually your biggest. Sure. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And that's over at the Centereach Pool.
At the Centereach Pool Complex. It's interesting how this all came about, to be honest with you. It's about 9 years ago, another COPE officer we had worked with, Will Zeman, I was hosting a basketball tournament, and he came out, and police have always been great. They come, they're involved. Rob's specific job is really community liaison. He's at all the civic meetings. He's at the community events. And Will came out, and he's like, I've never walked around this place before. So I gave him a tour of the pool complex, and they had, up until that point, had been hosting this event at like a Target parking lot.
Oh my goodness!
Which is, it's what it is. It's a parking lot in the middle of nowhere. And Will looked at me and said, "Can we do this here? Can we put this together?" And it was a lot of work to get it together. But as Rob said, the facility, if you look at any other facility in New York State, I would go as far as saying New York State, we have the pool, we have the water slide, we have the vendors, we have pickleball courts, we have basketball courts. I mean, this is a venue built for an event like this with the food trucks we bring in. So it really just all came together. And now 8 years later, now doing this again, it's just been a great experience. The town really, we enjoy hosting it.
Yeah, and it sounds like the community has a great time, and it's like you said, it's a less stressful situation. Not to put you on the spot, but what are kind of the things that people are asking you, or maybe what's some of your experience with dealing with the community in that situation rather than an emergency situation?
So in that setting, like I said, it's a complete 180. I mean, I've been with the Sixth for the Sixth Precinct, that is, for my whole career. I've been there just about 8 years now. I did 7 years on patrol. And it's just a complete, it's a 180 really from patrol. You're constantly going. It's very busy. Radio is very busy. Again, the intensity of some of these calls that you're going to and the things you're dealing with, in some cases is literally life and death, unfortunately, for the people involved as well. And in this setting, it's it's relaxed. Like Kevin said, we have all of these awesome things. You have a pool. Kids are drawn to that. What kid doesn't like a pool, right? Yeah. But just the casual conversation that takes place, the adults, the parents come up to you. Some people just might have like a simple question, hey, like I'm having an issue with this, like, can you give me any kind of advice or anything to just, little kids always like to look at, the handcuffs, this, that, like they're always drawn to something, the taser, whatever. It's yellow, it's, but it's just great to have that kind of arena where you can do that, where you can approach people can approach you, vice versa.
Yeah, and it's great that you do that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's fantastic.
So for me, it's a good experience because you don't have the time to do that really on patrol, and you do deal with everyday people a lot on patrol, and you can have conversations. You have a lot of conversations with people, but you don't have the time to do that. You know what I mean? Now in this position, it's my job is to engage people, right? To speak to people and to do things like this even.
Yeah,
I didn't have an opportunity to do things like this. So
that's great.
It's nice to have the time to do that.
And Kevin, when you go to these events, do you get approached by the community members and they're asking you about stuff?
I get approached while I'm food shopping. I get approached about questions. So no, it's not unusual to me that you get questions about various things. I think a lot of even as town clerk now, it's information that people don't know what's going on. A lot of the instances, whether it's an issue going on with the town, with the police department. So it's always one of the things when you're an elected official that people are going to come up to you with the most random questions that you've ever heard sometimes, and you're like, wow, I'm going to have to get back to you on that one. But no, that's what a lot of it is, and it's really that interaction that we have at these events, and that's. When I ran back in 2013, I think one of the things, Diane Cadullo, who's a longtime Centereach Civic president, we had always talked about how other communities have these long-standing events that bring the community together. And we really didn't have that in Centereach. I mean, we had like the Memorial Day parade that we had, but there wasn't much else going on. And then when I got into office, we started doing some of these events, whether it be Hobbs Forum, which is our 11th year doing that now, or National Night Out. Now this brings really the people, the Centereach and Selden communities together every year to a great event. We showcase it. I always appreciate when we have people that come into National Night Out, because this is a Sixth Precinct event, that they come in from Mount Sinai Quorum and they come and see the Centereach Pool Complex and they go, oh my God, this is something, where is this? We didn't even know this was here. Yeah. And that always makes me feel good because it's bringing attention to the Selden and Centereach area where we have a lot of great things that are going on, whether it be our parks and our community leaders, our businesses. And that's that's what we want to be able to draw, is show the community to be the great community that I grew up in. I grew up walking distance of the Centereach Pool. I could tell you a million stories about, playing basketball there and then, hopping the fence and going in the pool. It was always things like that
Absolutely.
that we did. But that's what we want to showcase in the community, and that events like this not only build relationships with the police, it also builds relationships with community members and bringing them to venues that they may not ever even know this was here, and that they can bring their kids to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is on August 5th, which is the first, and it's always the first Tuesday. Is that how it works? The first Tuesday of August usually is when it is.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned it briefly before, but what can people expect? We got the pool.
So we have Touch a Truck.
Touch a Truck.
We
All
have
right.
Touch a Truck, which is great. We work with our fire departments. Our highway department drops some trucks. Our waste management department drops some trucks, which is always great to Touch a Truck. I know Councilman Manzella couldn't be here, but one of his favorites is we have the food trucks that come in.
Right.
He heads that up.
Yeah,
He loves
very
that.
cool, yeah.
He likes that aspect of it. We have the pool. We have a lot of vendors. I think we have over 40 vendors already scheduled. Chick-fil-A,
Nice.
ShopRite, various other vendors that are coming in and out, which is always exciting to have. And obviously we have the pickleball courts. We have the beach volleyball courts. I know Middle Country Public Library always puts on a great display.
Yeah,
we
we'll be
love
there.
working with them for so many years. So there's a lot to look forward to that night. Parents have loved it. We always talk about how big this is. We draw in over 1,000 people easily at this event. It's I like to say it's the largest. The sheriff and we go back and forth because they host a nice event out in Ridge. A nice event, not as big as ours, but this is, we like to be a little competitive, but at the end of the day, all of these events are a great tribute to the police department, because I know they put a lot of work into this to really go out into the communities. So I really give Suffolk PD a great amount of credit for the work that they do with this and bring everybody together on this night.
It's fantastic. Well, it sounds like it's going to be amazing. There's another event, though, that I want you to mention that's coming up.
Yeah, Hobbs Farm. This is our 11th year doing it. I can't believe it's 11 years in now, but it is the last remaining farm in Centereach. Well over 70,000 pounds of food gets raised there by volunteers that gets given to food pantries throughout Long Island. It's an amazing little farm that we have. As I said, it's all volunteer. All the money from the race goes right back to the farm for their mission. I always think about Hobbs Farm, how far it's come, because when I was a kid, Mr. Hobbs had passed away, and it almost turned into a junkyard for years. My predecessor on the town board purchased the development rights from the town, and then a not-for-profit group came in and started running it under Ann Pellegrino's leadership. And it's just slowly just getting better and better every year from where we've come more than a decade ago. I remember making the first visit with Legislator Muratori more than a decade ago, and now to look and see how much all this money that's been raised. They're now doing fall festival events there where they bring bands in. So this is a really interesting place. And in being the town clerk, I always talk about the history of our town. This is an actual working part of our history in Centereach. My parents moved here. My dad moved here with his parents in the mid-1930s, and all of Centereach was a farm. Now, fast forward to 2025, we have one farm. That's it.
Yeah, lots of stores and parking lots too.
Yeah. So exactly. That's what we have. So now it's really, this is a living piece of our history. It's really a phenomenal place. And once people go there, they really go, wow, and they come back.
Well, that's great. And that's August 16th?
August 16th.
August 16th. Okay, fantastic. Well, listen, I greatly appreciate you coming down and talking about these two great events that we have in the community. Is there anything else you want to mention? Maybe how people maybe can get in touch with you if there's something that they want to talk about with you about anything?
So as far as, any kind of, first I would say 100% come to the event if you haven't been there.
Okay,
it's amazing. Yeah. It was my first time there last year, and I was absolutely stunned at the turnout. We were actually rained out too, and we had to set up a rain date, like a post.
Okay.
And just the amount of people that still came.
All right, so you will have a rain date if it's not looking so hot.
We're really hoping that it happens because technically by definition, that Tuesday is the national night out, because every police department is doing something
at the same time.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what they coined the term National Night Out.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Hopefully the weather gods are on our side this year. But yeah, I mean, we also, the office that I work in, we handle like quality of life concerns, things like that. So, a lot of people have other issues as well. Sometimes it could be an issue with a neighbor or anything like that. There's ways to, they could reach out to us in the office. I have 2 great partners that I work with as well. And we're always more than happy to answer, any kind of questions or try to assist in any way we can with any kind of issue.
Fantastic.
Like that.
Excellent. Yeah. Very good. And
now I can just reiterate, it's going to be a great night.
Excellent.
We're very excited. And always, I do want to just also compliment the library. They've worked very closely with us for years. Just an amazing public library that we have up here in Middle Country.
Appreciate
both branches, everything that goes on. And I did appreciate when I walked into this studio this morning, and there's a sign behind me that says New Village.
Yeah.
I love that
you
they have the history of the town. And then not a lot of people know Selden was New Village before it was Selden.
It's a very nice setup.
So it's one of those things. I appreciate you having the history of our little community here.
A little Easter egg that we got here on the show.
Yeah.
Well, Officer Rob, Kevin, thank you so much for coming down once again, and hopefully we can have you back next year.
Awesome. Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
All right. So thank you very much to Officer Rob and Clerk Kevin for coming down and talking with us today about National Night Out and the Run the Farm, which is another event coming up on August 16th. But Deborah, we're going to be at the National Night Out.
We sure
and
are.
We're going to have a lot of great things for our community members and our patrons to take a look at and to experience.
Yes, it's a really fun night, and we're so happy to be part of it again.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So what can people expect? What can they expect to see?
Okay, so we have a large 3-cent tent set up.
Nice.
One of them will have drones for the kids to try out. They actually come into the tent, fly the drone for a few minutes,
Wow.
and then give someone else a turn.
That's pretty wild.
We will be bringing our Ozobots again. They're a big hit. They're little coding robots that the kids can code to make them do different things.
Nice.
Last year, button making was a huge hit.
Really?
So we're bringing that back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We had long lines for the button making
Really?
last year.
Excellent.
So we're definitely bringing that one back as well.
Fantastic.
We, of course, have a table with library information where they can stop and find out about what's coming up in programs and services here at the library. And at that table, we always have some fun prizes people can win. We usually bring a spinning wheel, but this time I think we're going to bring this little Plinko kind of thing where they
Nice.
drop a little coin in
Oh,
and
I
see
know what
where
you're
it
talking
lands.
about. Yeah, that's
And,
very fun.
So it's fun.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
We tried it out at a spring event and people liked it.
Nice.
So
Very good.
going to go with that. I think we have an airplane, a foam airplane craft. The Teen Advisory Council would be there, and they'll be running a couple of ring toss, bowling kind of games near our tent. And we'll probably have one other activity also. I'm not sure yet, so that'll be a surprise.
Yeah, surprise. You
Yeah.
always have to have a surprise
Yeah,
there at the
yeah.
tent. Very cool. Very cool. And besides the library, as was mentioned just before, there's so many other things happening there. So I think a lot of people are going to really have a great time.
Yeah, it's a really nice community event, and it's always so nice to see so many community organizations and businesses there, and then of course all of the community members that come out to enjoy the evening. One thing I forgot to mention also is that our Flashing Fingers Sign Language Club
nice.
will be performing also. They do just a couple songs in the beginning, but it's a nice way for people to see what they do, showcase that club a bit.
Yeah, and that club's been here for a very long time, hasn't
Over
it?
30 years.
Over 30 years. Yeah. Wow. And they do shows here and everything.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, that's great, Deborah. So again, it's Tuesday, August 5th.
Yes.
Hopefully no rain.
Hopefully no rain.
Right, because it's a national thing.
Good
They want to
weather,
do it all at the
yes,
same time,
yes.
so hopefully no rain. And it's 5:30, you said,
5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
at the Centereach
at the
Pool.
Centereach Pool.
fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Deborah, for coming down again. We have to get you down just to talk about other stuff besides
we
National
should.
Night
We
Out.
should, right?
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
This
Okay.
fall. We'll have you back down.
Okay, great.
And that does it for this special episode of the podcast. If you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes, visit our website, mcplpodcast.com. If you watched on YouTube, hit the like button. What's not to like? This is a great thing that's happening here in our community. So hit the like and hit subscribe. Turn the notifications on because we got so many things coming up. We got some new toys here at the library, which we're going to be using for the podcast. I'm very excited about it. So definitely subscribe so this way you can see all those cool. We got a little drone thing happening soon. So you got to check that out because we're going to be showing it off and all the great things that happen here at the library. So thank you so much. For Deborah Hempe, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. See you on the next show.